Hi people, well I've had to come on here and do this video because it's just going around and around in my head, and I really have got to get on with all the other things I've got to do in life, particularly as it's a few days before Christmas. I've got to clean the house and do all that. Anyway, so enough waffle. I've come on here because I think that what might be something that could have been discovered here in the Orion Nebula is basically the hidden 13th sign, which is Arachne. Now, I won't bore you with the details of how I've come to this conclusion. It's been a long sort of, well, not that long actually, a few weeks of various synchronistic revelations and dreams and things that have just popped into my head. But basically, I think that what we could be seeing here and discovering is the 13th sign. This is something that I was first aware of in the early 90s. I had a friend who told me about this in the first place, that the 13th sign was actually located at the end of Taurus and beginning of Gemini. And I've done a quick sort of look at where this would be, and it is actually, I believe, something that could be hidden here. Now, I'm sorry for the waffle and the non-clear communication. I am very new to making videos. Now, why do I think this 13th sign could be here? Well, I've been interested in astrology for a long time, and I've been led down this path, obviously by watching Starscream 233's videos, which has led me on to Santos. And it's interesting what he talks about Aries, Taurus and Gemini being very important places in the normal 12 signs that we have, and the location of the Pleiades in the head and all the rest of it, which I'm sure if you've been following this you will know. Now, why do I think that this is relevant for the 13th sign? Because I think that it is symbolical of the missing thing that we're needing in our times. Now, the symbol of Arachne, which is the possible name of the 13th sign, is a spider, and there's all sorts of Greek stories and archetypes about this. But basically, from what I've looked into, it's about a spider. It's the symbol of a spider spinning a web, and there's much more than that. It was a female. Now, how is this relevant? Could it be the 13th sign? Well, I know that lots of astrologers will be thinking, no, we can't have 13 signs, it's all sort of cut up into 12 signs. But that's what could be the hidden thing that we're actually uncovering here. Now, I know from my own research in the past into astrology that when something comes into the consciousness of the planet, when something's discovered, then the energy of that discovery astrologically can be integrated into the mass human consciousness, i.e. when Uranus was discovered, we had then electricity. Uranus beats on a funny electrical beat. I'm not very scientific. And then we had electricity, sorry. And obviously Pluto was discovered. We've had Plutonian, and the energies of these planets resonate. Now, there was a very interesting planet discovered, or it's about now being downgraded not to be a planet, but anyway, it was called Chiron. It was discovered in 1977. And I did an awful lot of research, as much as I could, in the early 90s about this planet Chiron. Well, we hadn't got the internet then, so it was just basically what books you could grab and read. But if you look at the placement of Chiron in your chart and then look at its transits, you will find that it does have major points of reference in your life as it goes over. In other words, it is a very, very important planet, or whatever it is now. Now, what does Chiron refer to? Well, Chiron is basically well, I won't go into Chiron, it's just too much of a big topic here. But all I'm trying to say is that as something becomes aware for us, we can then integrate it into our everyday lives, or the collective consciousness of the planet. So what would be the significance of this 13th sign? Well, interesting, isn't it, that and you'll have to do your own research on Arachne, what you can find on the internet. I have done, and I will, if anyone's interested, obviously do further stuff about that. But really, just back to spinning of a web. So would there be a place for that sign in the current 12 signs of the zodiac? Well, I think there would be, because if we just take it very simply, the concept of a spider is creation. It's creating a web. Now, it's through the internet, the interweb, I believe that a lot of these discoveries that have been made now, revelations of what is in the Orion Nebula, these hidden symbols that's been uncovered very, very cleverly by Starscream and probably loads of other people for all I know, is showing us basically this could well be a place of creation. And interesting, isn't it, that we're using the web to uncover the net, you know, the net that's been placed around humanity to keep us all enslaved. And it would also follow on with symbols that I've seen in a couple of the images that have recently been put in videos by Starscream. Sorry to keep going on about Starscream, of the bull and the Aries sign. Now, Santos goes on about Aries, Taurus and Gemini. As I say, Aries, Taurus and Gemini, but Arachne would be there in between Taurus and Gemini. The other thing I'd just like to say is that creation, yes, it's obviously to do with energies, you know, yin and yang, plus and minus, the whole shebang, the whole thing. That could be what's hidden here. And also I'd just like to say as well, it could be feminine energies. I feel that for too long, or a lot of the stuff that's gone on in the world that we're not happy with, all the wars, all the stuff that, you know, the churches in inverted commas, because I'm not saying all Christians are bad, because they are not, but I'm saying the church, when it gets fanatical, or all fanatical religions, Muslims, they want to wrap women up, you know, the whole thing is very male dominated. You know, it's mostly soldiers I see in war. It's mostly men that create weapons. If there was more of an emphasis on the feminine homemaker, spinning a web, spinning, creating a home, then we'd have more respect, wouldn't we, for this home of planet Earth, and stop trying to destroy it. Anyway, this is just, I've had to do something. I'm sorry it's been a bit rambly and waffly. I'll try and do more videos about it later. I don't even know if I'm going to be able to upload this, because it might just be too waffly. But anyway, there you go. That's my take on things. And thanks for listening, and have a great day.